Hello, everyone. Phil here. Welcome to DSP versus the Internet, episode 87 for October 21st, 2024. If you haven't heard yet, I just made a big announcement on the channel about the future of this show. Essentially, we're kind of in the final countdown. There's only going to be 4 more of this show, and then we're going to move on to a different kind of reacting, more long-form reacting, because I haven't done that in so long, and I think there's more of a demand for that than clips-style reacting. Essentially, the ship has sailed, and it's time to move on to another journey, okay? Thank you to everyone who has watched and supported this show for the last year. If you become a member today, you're going to get 1 more month of content out of your membership. Thank you in advance to anyone who does. Thanks to those who are currently members and submitted clips for this show. Please watch the special announcement video that I'm going to post up as the highlighted video so you know what's going on. Okay? Now, today, it is time for more reacting. We're going to do the Ultra Member videos first, of which there's 5 this week. Then we're going to move on to the submissions tier where we watch all the videos in a random order. I definitely know that there is a good variety this week. I think there's some horror-themed stuff for Halloween coming up. Good stuff. So all in all, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. All right. No contributions or anything going on right now. So without any further ado, let's get ahead and jump into the videos. Who would you take this bet? I don't know what it is. Let's find out.
I want you to consider this bet. Here's $10. This could be yours. If I flip this coin in the air, you guys call it in the air. If you're right, I give you the $10.
It's very loud. The audio of the video is incredibly loud. I'm going to lower it a little bit. Hopefully this is a little better. Okay.
If you're wrong, you give me $10.
I saw that coming.
That's not a good bet for me. I guess in principle I don't agree with the idea of betting.
Okay, but what if we just use this as like an allegory for life?
Yep,
You know, it's not really about money and betting on a coin. It's more about our approach to risk.
Okay, and my approach to risk is obviously a lot less than yours.
You wouldn't do this bet?
No.
No, I don't have $10.
My gut says don't bet.
Why is that?
Because at the moment I have $10 and later I might not.
So people are passing up the opportunity to win $10 of my money. But it kind of makes
Is that what the $10 bill looks like now in the United States? Holy shit, really? I haven't seen it. I'm serious. That $10 bill is so ridiculous. I can't believe they changed it so much from when I was a kid. That doesn't look like money to me. That looks like it's, you know, it's play money from like a board game or something, or from some bad video game, right? Is that Canadian? Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, that looks like that's like funny money to me. That's what the real money is like in Canada. Oh my god, fake Canadian money. Okay.
sense because they have to risk $10 of their money, and it's a 50-50 chance, so really the bet has 0 value. What if I sweeten the deal? What if I put up $12 to your 10?
Okay, yeah, that's definitely not American money right there. Okay.
10. You stand to gain 12. How's that sound?
I still wouldn't bet.
I feel like I'm better off just leaving it as it is.
I'm gonna offer you $15. You only have to put up 10. I'm putting up 15.
No.
I'm offering you an extra $5. Why not?
I'm not giving my $10 away.
What about 20? That's as high as I'm going today. $20, that is the top. It's 2 to 1.
I just don't like taking that much risk.
You don't like risking $10.
Sure.
I'm
$10
valuing
a
my
lot.
$10. I am.
But why don't you value my $20, which you got a 50% chance of right here if you accept the bet?
I don't know.
It really does look like game money, right? It doesn't look real. That's wild to me. That's what money looks like in other countries.
I can't tell you. It's not like I don't know what the logical reason is for why I want that.
I don't know. I can't really, I just feel it's not right.
Now this doesn't make sense. I've offered people up to $20 and they're still refusing to take the bet. The bet is objectively in their favor. I mean, a 50% chance of winning 20 plus a 50% chance of losing 10 still gives the bet an overall value of $5. Why is it that you won't go for this bet?
I don't know, because I don't want to lose $10 just because of that easily.
I know, but you could win $20. Think about the game.
I don't know. I'm thinking more about what I lose than what I win, I think.
No, but what's crazy is if you said to them, if you bet your $10, but you have a chance to win like $1 million, then they'd have like, oh, I'll do it. But the chance to win the $1 million is so small, but they'll do it just because they think, oh, such a small risk versus a giant reward. But it's the same risk. It's the same amount of money as the other bet that was in your favor. Well, I guess what it is people see risk reward as the reward. It doesn't matter what the level of risk is. It matters what the level of reward is, right? Like how many people would like go to the casino and they have those like win the car and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, but you're never going to win the car. Oh, but I'm going to keep playing because I could win that car. What? No.
I think that's exactly the point, because we feel losses more than we feel gains. There's an asymmetry in the way people perceive gains and losses. Losses are felt much more intensely. In fact, psychologically, most people weight a loss around twice as heavily as a gain. But this varies from person to person. What if I go to $30?
I said even if you had 50, I would still feel the same way.
$50 to $10, that would be a reasonable,
That's when you would say yes.
possibly yes.
You're gonna have to give me like 100, and then I lose 10.
This is known as loss aversion. To avoid risking a loss, people will pass up even very favorable bets. But is there a way to overcome our oversensitivity to losses? Let me ask you this. What if I offered to do this 10 times in a row? Same deal, $20 for your 10, flipping this coin.
But then I'd be losing $10 each time, wouldn't
You
I?
might be. You'd be risking $10 each time, but you know this is 50-50, and you know that I'm giving you 10 chances. Is that a better deal? To do it repeatedly?
I don't think so.
What about 100 times?
I don't
It
think
doesn't
so.
get better?
No.
If we played enough and I had enough, of a stake of $10, then eventually, yes, I would make more money, yes.
Why does repeating the same bet change it?
I don't think there's a rational thought behind it. It's just a feeling that one gets when presented with the opportunity. I don't know.
I think there is a rational reason behind it.
Is it?
Yeah. Because the coin is going to be 50-50. You don't know on one toss, you're only going to get one outcome. But in 100 tosses, you know that it's going to be somewhere between like 45 and 55 times it's going to go your way, 45 to 55 times it's going to go my way, right? The point is, every time it goes your way, you win twice as much as you lose when it goes my way. So the point is, doing it 100 times, you're basically guaranteed
More chances
to win
of
money.
winning.
No. It's not more chances of winning. It is you are guaranteed to win money. In fact, the expected value of 100 of these bets is
Okay.
a win of $500.
Ah.
And there's only a 1 in 2,300 chance of losing any money at all.
Wow.
So even if you weight losses twice as much as gains, 100 bets is indisputably favorable. So here's the thing. How do you accept 100 of these bets if you won't first accept one of those bets? This experiment is not about gambling. It's not to encourage you to go to the casino where the odds are definitely stacked against you. Instead, it is a metaphor for all the little risks and opportunities that come our way in our lives. I mean, if you view each one as an independent event, you will often say no to even very good bets because you're afraid of the loss. So if instead you can see each little bet as one of a series of bets, then you realize that if you take that bet every time, you may win and you may lose, but overall, on the aggregate, you will come out ahead.
Very interesting. But how many times in life does that happen, right? Because I feel like there's very few opportunities in life where that could happen. Because if it was an aggregate chance to win, everyone would do it, and everyone would be making profits of some sort, whatever the bet is for, right? I don't think that really exists too often in life. I mean, stands to reason, yes, in life, you have to take chances. I know that for a fact, as someone who took a lot of chances in the last 16 years since I've been a YouTuber, put in a lot of weight and chance on, can I be a full-time YouTuber? Can I make a living doing this? Can I move across the country? Can I afford this? Can I take this risk or that risk? Can I invest in this? Can I do that? Right? I mean, just the last few months, the incredible chance that I took, going on, casino, right? Making different kinds of content that I normally wouldn't make, doing a co-op react with them, doing interviews, changing up my formats, look at all the stuff I changed this year, right? Look at my content from the beginning of this year to now. Holy moly. What a change, right? And I get it. Like, the risk needs to be taken to get some kind of a reward, or else you just will always have the same outcome of whatever you're doing. But at the same time, it's about maybe making the right risks, taking the right risks, hedging your bets correctly. You can't go through life never taking a risk. Then you just end up doing the same old, same old. You'll never have variety. You'll never do anything interesting or different. It's only what you feel safe doing. And even then, it's funny because safety is just, in my opinion, safety is kind of a foolish thing. It doesn't really exist. A lot of people fool themselves into senses of security, but it doesn't. Even in life right now, there's no, who's to say an alien might not land and take over the planet tomorrow? Who's to say a giant meteor we didn't see doesn't strike the planet and end everything? Or the sun doesn't go supernova, right? So it doesn't matter what you plan for, how safe you feel. It's not real. It's just a security blanket you put around yourself in life to feel safe, but there is no real safety. So you should be taking chances. But, I mean, dude, if ever there was an opportunity that it's like, oh, you could just repeatedly take this chance and you're always going to come up on good odds, like who wouldn't take it if it was explained to them properly? You know what it is? That doesn't really exist. So that's why people don't believe it. Like the girl there, he was trying to explain it to. He's like, no, understand, if you did this 100 times, you're guaranteed to make money. And she's like, oh, just because that's what opportunities in life are like that? They don't exist. It's usually just a risk reward ratio that you have to calculate and then think, is it worth the risk to get this reward? And that's it. It's not, oh, you get 100 chances to do it, right? Being risk averse, yeah, I mean, some people are just totally risk averse and they don't ever want to take chances. I know someone like that. I know someone who in their whole life, they've barely ever taken a chance. They just keep saying no to everything. And I'm going to be honest with you, that person is miserable, okay? And no, it's not me and it's not my family, but I know someone exactly like that, that they always, here comes an opportunity and they would, but there's risk and I don't know. And they're miserable now. And they're stuck in this rut that they're in because they refuse to take any kind of risk and change. But for me, like some of the risks I've taken panned out, some definitely didn't. I'm glad I took the ones I did. Like if I didn't take a risk, I wouldn't be a YouTuber, right? Or content creator of any kind. I would have said, that's never going to work. And I'd be, jumping between a million different, jobs trying to make a living. I never would have moved across the country to where I live right now. I never would have met my wife. All these things never would have happened if I refused to take risks. So I'm glad that I have taken some, but they don't all pan out. That's for sure. Okay. By the way, Kick Chat is completely dead. I don't know what's going over on Kick. You guys are all asleep. Is the stream even working over there? What is going on Kick right now? I have never seen Kick Chat that slow. In the entire week that I've been streaming on Kick, I have never seen the Kick Chat not moving. That chat has not moved in 4 minutes. What is happening over there? I honestly don't know. Is it working? And since I've said that, still no one has said anything. What is going on over there? Let me take a look here. I mean, holy crap. Okay, finally, Queen Banana says, no, it's not broken. You guys are like, you're dead. What is happening? Good Lord. All right, let's continue. Next video.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Bendy and the Dark Revival.
If the Markiplier that was making content over 10 years ago started uploading today, would he have survived as a creator?
No. Nope.
As an avid Markiplier fan, YouTube viewer, and now a full-time creator, I believe there are 4 things about the platform that have changed drastically in its almost 20-year lifespan, and it's not entirely for the better. The YouTube I grew up watching is completely changed, so much so that I believe YouTube is no longer friendly towards my childhood favorite creators' content style, and I want to examine why.
I'm not even watching the video yet, and I agree. 100%. They changed for the worse because they want this kind of viral content and stuff. And basically, you cannot get noticed on there unless you're making that style of content. You have to fit into the formula, or you cannot get noticed on YouTube at all. By the way, thank you. Nathan did re-up his Ultra membership for 19 months. He says, hope you and Kat are having a good day. Thank you. My wife's at work, but so far I'm enjoying the day. And some people are telling me they can't even get Kick to load. They're trying to get Kick right now. They wanted to see what was going on over there. And they're trying to load, and the website itself won't even load. So if you're on Kick right now, you might not want to refresh. People are saying it's completely like kaput and doesn't even work. Let me check out my own. Let me check it out on the app. Yeah, guess what? Is it working or not? It's not, huh? Or is it? Hold on. Live. No, okay. It's working for me on the app. And on the app, this is bizarre. On the app, it says I have 38 viewers. On the site, it says I have 31. What is going on? Wow, Kick is screwed up today. You know, I co-stream, so thank goodness I don't have all my eggs in one basket. If you're on Kick, sorry that you're having issues today. I don't know what's going on over there. That's weird. It works on my app, though. Maybe it's a desktop versus app issue. The app is loading for me. So, okay, let's continue.
YouTube started out as a dating website before being bought by Google in 2006. This time brought massive changes to the platform, most importantly, shifting it over to be an online video hosting service and, moreover, a search engine. To this day, YouTube is first and foremost a search engine, but it would be hard to tell for most viewers. Most viewers nowadays will rarely interact with this fundamental feature, as most viewers watch over 90% of their content from suggestions by the algorithm.
That's right.
YouTube's suggestion algorithm is a black box of computer-generated decisions that takes inputs from what the user clicks on, how long they watch, and how often they watch to recommend content it thinks the viewer will like.
You actually have to ask this question, right? What do you think would happen if YouTube just said, we're going to turn off the algorithm today? Right? What videos would get watched? Would it be the same ones? Or all of a sudden, would you see a fundamental shift towards people watching other content than what always gets recommended? I'm very curious. You want to know my truth? I think what would happen is, yes, the top creators would still get views from all their subs, but all of a sudden, you would see an influx of people watching everyone else's content, and all the top people would go down. And you'd see other people start to climb up. It wouldn't be like one or two people getting all the views. It would basically be all the views would then spread out across everybody else. And those top people who hog all the views because they abuse the algorithm would all get a big dip. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think.
No one has been able to perfectly figure out this algorithm. And if they did, they would be the most watched channel on the platform. He who rules the algorithm rules the World Wide Web.
Yep.
Because of this ambiguity on exactly what makes the algorithm recommend video content, YouTube has had metas. A meta, or the most effective tactic available, is present in almost any sport, video game, or business, though it may not be labeled as such. Metas are the most optimal way to play in the given system. When YouTube was young, and there were less than 1 million people on the platform, subscriptions were the meta. Back in the day, having a ton of subscribers meant most of those people would actually watch practically everything you made. Why? Because the algorithm, if it could even be called that at such a prehistoric state, pushed subscriptions above all else. This meant that subscribing to someone was a much more personal relationship between the creator and the viewer. Subscribing had serious weight, at least by today's standards. But YouTube realized that there was a problem. YouTube was growing rapidly. Soon, ad revenue became an incentive for many, many creators to start creating, and showing viewers the narrow slice of subscribe to channels that they had meant people weren't staying on the platform as long as Google wanted. So slowly, it began to shift over to the meta we know it as today. Prioritizing watch time, click-through rate, with discovery being easier for new creators, even more people flooded the platform, like the California Gold Rush bite of 49. During this time of change in the early 2012s, the current veterans of YouTube gaming struck it rich. They caught the wave of change that perfectly supported what we love them for today. Personality.
I just love that absolutely every video he's showing is Markiplier playing some crappy horror game. Right? I know that's not all he does, but like all his popular stuff was just playing crappy horror games and acting like they were scary, much like PewDiePie's start. Like that was the era of the screamer streamer. You stream your gameplay, you scream at a horror game, and somehow you become incredibly popular for it. It was definitely a huge trend.
Forward entertainment with creator recognition focused thumbnails. With how formulaic and over the top most thumbnails are nowadays, this can be a bit hard to believe, but most older content was, by today's standards, boring to look at. For example, take a look at these two thumbnails. One of them is a 12-year-old Markiplier thumbnail, and the other is from a recent channel with only a few hundred subscribers. Can you tell which is which? Because there was less competition and optimization and a heavier emphasis on viewer to creator loyalty, many, like myself, found their creator and just stuck with them like they were an artist. Back when Mark first started, the reason you would click on his video was likely because you saw his face. You heard good things about him from others, or you were already subscribed and watched almost everything he put out. Some of his oldest Let's Plays were simply the same thumbnail with an incremented number, and this worked. Comparing his viewership to what would have been a much smaller Markiplier, his views were incredible. Compare this to now. Try finding a smaller creator with the same upload style of old school Markiplier. The game of YouTube has been optimized. The algorithm is more figured out. The meta for new channels is closer to being solved. Creators are no longer the focus, the content is. Personalities don't start channels anymore. Now they just keep them alive.
Because what happened is branding. It became YouTube. Originally, the idea of YouTube was supposed to be you on TV, but you don't have a budget. You don't have a production company. You don't have a lot of money. You don't have the means to do it. So you can broadcast yourself for free across the internet, and people can recognize you for your talent. Okay? What YouTube changed to over the years is business. Someone comes into YouTube with a budget, with a production team, highly trained editors, transitions, projects, lighting, everything. And then they just, now it's a brand. It's not a YouTube channel. It's not someone sharing their passion. It's not someone sharing their talent. It's a brand. Branded content produced and pushed out to you for digestion. It's the difference between indie television versus what's on a major network. And that's what YouTube has changed to become. But you lost the ability for someone now to actually share passion, to share personality. It doesn't exist. Everything is fake. It's all bullshit. And that's sad because it was all for the almighty dollar rather than the actual quality of the content. You tell me now, your favorite streamer who's sponsored, who's playing the game early, where it says right on it, this stream is a paid advertisement. You tell me the value of that exclusive early game stream is as good as when a genuine person like Markiplier back in the day would play a game for the first time. Yeah, fucking right. Everything is done for money now. Everything is censored. You can't even criticize the game. You're censored because, oh, there was a review embargo. All you can do is play it and kiss its butt. You can't actually even be real about the game you're fucking playing because you're in an exclusive contract to advertise and make money on this game. It's all branded content now. The entire site is bullshit content. It's fake. It's paid advertisement content. It's sad because it used to be genuine. It's not anymore.
Have you noticed most gaming channels today typically rely on one game to make content for? The reason is because their topic is what drives the most clicks. It's their niche. Variety and personalities struggle to survive. Why would you click on a video of someone you don't know playing a game you might not care about while someone else is claiming to have been banned from Fortnite for letting their sister play? Likely over 70% of you watching this, in fact, don't even know who I am and probably don't care. And
that's true. It was recommended to me by an ultra supporter here.
It's fine, but you probably do care about Mark, or at the very least you cared about this topic.
I don't care about Mark. I never even watched his content. The topic's interesting to me.
That's why you're here. Again, that's okay. Personality today matters, but to get discovered, you need a good topic. Unus Annus was a fascinating case study into what would happen if a big player in the industry like Mark started from scratch. Unus Annus was a year-long channel with daily uploads ran by Mark and Ethan. The topics ranged in variety greatly, with the central theme being, of course, the two hosts getting into shenanigans. This channel was almost entirely contrary to how second channels should be operated today. For big creators looking to start second channels, the most common advice is to not publicize it on your main channel. This may seem counterintuitive. Wouldn't you want your audience from your established channel to know about your second channel? No, not in the current YouTube meta. In the current topic-driven meta, promoting a second channel with a different main topic could hurt it. Let's look at this from YouTube's point of view. Assume that you made a second channel and promoted it to your 100,000 fans. Let's assume these fans liked your current channel and topic and personality, and all 100,000 of them decided to go check out the second channel to support you.
Never happened.
The
but
first
okay.
video on the second channel does great, and this boost of viewers does wonders. But then you make a second video. Now that initial 100,000 influx have to decide if they really liked that first video or if they were just here to support you. YouTube recommends that second video, but only 20,000 watch it this time.
Yep.
To YouTube,
That's exactly what happens. It happened to me. Happened with this very channel. My initial projects that I did on DSPReacts in early 2013 got tons of views, and then they immediately tapered off. Same thing with DSP Throwback. The initial playthrough I did got tons of views, and then it tapered off. The first Retro React streams I did got tons of views, and then it tapered off. Happens all the time. He's right.
that's 80,000 people who didn't like the video. So why would they keep recommending a video that not even the most dedicated fans want to watch? But even in the far more unlikely scenario that all 100,000 of them watch the next video, what does YouTube know about this audience? Well, the most common data point that YouTube knows about it is that they all shared one viewer point, and that's your main channel. The data YouTube is getting is wildly confusing, contradictory, and historically, this has led to second channels quickly dying. From experience with a one-topic channel, that channel being Destiny 2, I can tell you from insider experience, almost every major Destiny 2 creator has a side channel they made that you never found out about. Why? Because today, it is far more effective to let YouTube grow your channel naturally from the ground up around the topics of that channel than to rely on personality and viewership relationships to carry your viewership. I love doing this honest, but part of me wonders if no one knew who Mark was, would it have been as successful to get even a quarter of its views? Regardless of what the video was titled, Mark was the actual topic. A topic only possible because of Mark's legendary and well-deserved status. But all of these changes are mostly better for you, the viewer, because as competition ramps up, so does production quality.
And there you go. He's hitting it on the head, everything I just said. So everyone now came into it without, instead of it being about passion, quality of the content, or actual knowledge base, or, you know, entertainment value, it's money. I came into it with so much money. I was able to make the most overproduced video ever. It looks so shiny and fancy now. So now everyone watches it because it looks so good, as opposed to, oh, you know, someone who actually is good but doesn't have that production value, doesn't have that know-how to edit it properly and stuff like that. They can't get noticed anymore, you know? Pretty messed up.
Because YouTube isn't this small side project of Google anymore, because hundreds of millions of creators are making hundreds of millions of dollars with over 500 hours of videos being uploaded to YouTube every minute, competition for clicks is far more intense than ever before. Compared to when Mark got his start, to remain competitive, your videos must be the most watchable thing on the platform. Looking back at his older content and seeing practically zero editing or thumbnail art is an astonishing contrast to most successful starting channels today. And even to this day, Mark and other veteran giants on the platform are statistical oddities. The cost of production on their videos are minimal. Most other large channels, gaming or not, employ multiple editors, artists, and writers to make their videos. While I'm of course speculating, channels like Mark seem to make use of maybe 1.5 people at most. For these legends, their cost of production is primarily their seniority. Channels that grab traction on this platform today tend to have teams of a few handfuls of people. Often these people have full-time salaries because of their creator's channel. Ultimately, this has been great for the viewer. Well-produced videos are far more common and easy to find than ever before, and many people, myself included, have been able to make this dream of content creation a reality. But I can't help but feel something was lost in the process. Part of me feels like the aspects I love about Mark and other older channels like his would never make it today because of all these changes. I feel that some will never get to experience the subtle things that made these older channels what they were, and thankfully what they still are today. One of my favorite channels growing up was one by the name of Mr. Fruit. He started playing Destiny right when it first came out, and thankfully right when I got access to the internet regularly. While Fruit never got as massive as Markiplier, he was certainly successful in amassing over 2 million subscribers through his roughly 9 years in the platform. Mr. Fruit's Prime perfectly took advantage of that transition from personality to topic. His editing was more involved and topic-driven than Mark's, as he often focused his titles to whatever the game he was playing was.
Wow, and he blew up. Look, he's getting millions of views on every video. Wow.
But it was still Mr. Fruit above all else. He could practically upload whenever he wanted, and it would work because people loved Mr. Fruit. But today, Mr. Fruit is still Mr. Fruit. But it feels like the world changed around him.
Yeah, look.
Markiplier is in a similar boat. Compared to a subscriber count, his views are small. Maybe I'm old, but I like watching creators for who they are. But I don't think YouTube, and most of the growing audience, agrees with me. It hurts me inside seeing some of my favorite people, the people I watched and idolized growing up, struggle to find the same success as when I initially found them. People will come and go, but it feels like YouTube cheated them in some way, even though I know it hasn't. Maybe YouTube didn't change. Maybe the world did.
No, YouTube changed. It's YouTube 100%. If YouTube today ran the same way it did 10, 15 years ago, the same people would be on top. YouTube changed. And then content stopped getting recommended. Content stopped being watched as much. And different content was pushed to the forefront. It's 100% a business change by YouTube because they felt that they were going to make more money pushing different kinds of viral content to the forefront. Guys who are putting out dedicated videos of gameplay, let's plays, game reviews, vlogging, that at one point absolutely was what was prominent. And then at one day, YouTube said, no, we don't want that. We want episodic. We want series. We want it to essentially be like you're watching a TV show. That's what we want YouTube to become. And they changed every algorithm around that. And so everyone like me, who was the workhorse guys who put out a bunch of gameplay and a bunch of content, got swept under the rug. And this new generation of I just put out one highly produced video every few days became the new norm on YouTube. And that was 100% their side changes, not us, not the people who were successful. They just wanted to change their business. And there's nothing you can do about that. That it was always, the ball was always in their court and the power was always in their hands. You know, I would guarantee you that for every Markiplier who's still in the game, for every me who's still in the game, who shrunk dramatically, you know, he's 37 million subscribers, he gets 1 million views a video. I have 215,000 subscribers on DSP Gaming. I barely get 1,000 views a video, right? So for every one of us, there's probably 50 people who quit. People who were doing well. They were actually doing well and they were prominent. And they said, fuck this. I can't do this anymore. I love it. It's my passion, but I can't have my passion be my effort anymore because I can't make money on it because YouTube changed. Is that fair? No. But the ball's always been in YouTube's court. They've always held all the power over everyone. At any moment, they just go like this and it's gone, right? Pretty sad, right? So it is what it is. I'm just curious what his conclusion is here.
Younger fans grew up and new fans took their place. Fans that had different tastes. Not wrong tastes, just different. Even myself, I went to college, started studying for my degree, and had to prioritize my time. I put down YouTube for a few years, and when I came back, it was like going back to your hometown and finding that your favorite mall had shut down.
Right.
Just isn't the same. The community feeling of YouTube is gone, or at the very least, withered. The meta, however, remains. But if I take a step back, most of this seems to be more of a self-fulfilling prophecy. RT Game, Maxor, Alpharad, Zanny, and now Pirate Software. All these channels are very different from each other, but they all started from the same points of influence. Massive, successful channels of today were grown out of the influence of channels from yesterday. Like I said, YouTube has a meta, and those who find it are copied. Look at what people refer to as the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. At the end of the day, every channel wants to find success. I'm sure I can speak for everyone running a channel when I say, this is a dream job. I love this, and I would do almost anything to keep it going, even if it means following a trend for a few years. Channels like Mark's blazed a trail that others could follow, and many did. The market was then flooded. Where we are today is because we all stand on the shoulders of the same giants. YouTube is guided by the wants of the people watching it.
What's hilarious about this is that I am the exception to the rule. I came before all the giants, right? I've been on YouTube since 2008. I came before all the big boys that then inspired the next generation of big boys. And I'm still here. I persist. Now, I'm shrunken, meaning I'm tiny now compared to what I used to do, but I'm still here. So it's funny because, well, we all copied all the big guys and then we got popular. No, I never copied anyone. I literally not once copied a single other YouTuber. I always did my own thing, marched to the beat of my own drum, and I'm happy and lucky to still be here today. But no one can ever accuse me and say, man, Phil just ripped off all these other people. What a schlub. No, not at all. So for me, this is not a self-fulfilling prophecy. For me, I'm the one who's been here for 16 years seeing these changes and be like, I could change. I could jump on the trend if it means that's what I need to do to keep afloat. But thankfully for you guys, I didn't have to do that, right? I'm still able to be me. I'm still able to make the content I like to make, right? And I'm not beholden to anyone. I don't have to change my content to get a sponsorship or a partnership. I don't have to kiss any butts. You know what I mean? I'm happy for that. It's 16 years in the game and I haven't copied anyone who was big and I'm still able to be who I want to be, right? Awesome. So, all right, guys. That was a very long part one, but I wanted to get through those two videos. The next part, we'll probably wrap up the Ultra Member submissions and get into the submissions tier. So thank you, guys. See you in part 2 of DSP versus the Internet, episode 87.